Squad up! Boy, monsters of the gridiron, and we're coming for you. Squad up! Squad up! Squad up! Squad up! Squad up! Yeah, boy, monsters of the gridiron, and we're coming for you. Squad up! Squad up! Squad up! Squad up! Squad up! Yeah.
Welcome to the Monsters of the Gridiron podcast.
And we're coming for you. Squad up, 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 squad up.
Woo! We back in the building. Welcome, Mon Squad, to
Yes,
another
sir.
episode of the Monsters of the Gridiron podcast. As you can see, the cast is in the building. We got Dr. Terry Spain in the upper right. We got Samuel down in the lower left. And we got the man with the plan, Mr. Walt. Guys, man, it feels good to be back. How are y'all today?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Man, great.
Baby.
It's football season, baby.
Yeah,
It was good after a win, too. Come
Hey.
win, right?
Hey, it was a comeback win, but that weather was stupid up there in Canton. I've never seen an episode of the weather pattern that we saw from Cleveland to Canton. Like 1 minute, it was chill, then you got thunderstorm, then it was humid. But all in all, we persevered. We got a beautiful 21-17 win in a rain-shortened third quarter game. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Brett Rippon, hey, like somebody just said in the green room earlier, he was looking more like Mark Rippon. 166 yards, 3 tutties. And I'm like, hold up. The rhythm, the precision, and hey, the guy on the other side on a bunch of those passes, Colin Johnson, yo, I'm going to tell y'all something. He had that offense humming. So even though they saying it was a vanilla set of offensive plays, hey, the Shane Waldron effect is early in effect. Terry, tell the Mod Squad what you saw from your viewpoint.
I have to admit, fellas, when I was watching the game, it felt like we were all in rhythm. I mean, the first drive, the defense was trying to find his feet. So we were definitely kind of. At first, I was a little concerned, but then the defense picked up. But quite honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. When I saw how smooth that offense ran, and Roschon and Khalil Herbert had themselves a night. You know what I mean? They were running at will. And, it was just good to see those guys back in rhythm and like they never lost a beat. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a quarterback controversy for a second string. There is. I mean, it's clearly obvious. But I'll tell you right, Colin Johnson, he was on the practice squad with us for a while, but that young man had himself a night. And you're doing a good job when the coach come over to you and personally and then hit you and high five you. But it was just a great sight to see. It felt like not the Bears of old when I'm saying, oh man, when's the offense going to get together? The defense is great, but when's the offense going to get together? But it felt like these guys knew the plays. They wanted to go out there and set a trend early. And they did exactly that. Even when they were down, they felt like they wouldn't never even down. They knew, it felt like in their heart that they knew they were going to come back and win this game.
And did y'all watch it from home? What did you all see, Sam and Walt, from the comfy home front versus being out in those elements? What did you all see? Because I know Walt had asked me who that was at center, and initially I thought it was Doug Kramer. But then I looked at the number. And then what was the guy name I told you, Walt?
Yeah, that was Jerome Carvin.
Yeah, Jerome Carvin. And I'm like,
he looks pretty good.
Yeah, he was.
He did pretty good. But again, like when you got your eyes set on certain players, and again, none of us really said nothing about Rippon. We was focused on Tyler Scott. We thought Bayless would have suited up. Bayless didn't suit up. We was looking at Tyson Bagent, but hey, Rippon stole the show. And then Khalil Herbert, he got in there and looked damn good. But I'm gonna tell y'all somebody who I said that I figured was already on the bubble and he didn't help his chances none. Was Dave Pettis. Like you can't come in and fumble when you already fighting for that sixth spot on the depth chart. So, he didn't really help his case. I wanted to really see how that new special teams rule would look. And for the most part, I think that like Ian Willer, I think Bayless will take advantage of it. I don't think it'd be a good fit for Tyler Scott because if he would have cut outside towards the sideline, I think he would have been gone. But when he cut inside, he really cut back into the teeth of the special teams defense. So, like for the most, the offense, it looked good. It was on time. It was in rhythm. The defense, with the exception of Austin Booker, I don't know if y'all saw it. I posted online, but I don't see none of them other 10. If they come out with Buffalo in the next couple games like how they played, I don't see none of them guys sticking. And I know there was a bunch of 2s and 3s that were on the field, but Jesus, man, like the lack of interior pressure, the lack of edge pressure.
Coward was a monster. That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah. Coward was
that dude was a monster.
Yeah.
He's the guy who got the sack too. Everyone keeps saying it probably was Austin. No, if you look at the film, he caused the fumble.
Yeah.
He stripped the fumble out right before Austin got there, but it was almost simultaneous. But he got that ball out right before. But he was a monster all game, and he was unmovable. It was like when you watch him, he did not get pushed back off the line of scrimmage. He was pushing the pocket when he wanted to. Like he has definitely made a case for himself to be the 4th defensive tackle on this team.
Yeah, we had a couple cornerbacks. One of them almost had a pick 6. I forgot who it was, but the cornerback showed up. Initially, they got a slow start, but that's okay. It's perfectly natural. It's the first game, but when those guys really settled in, they settled in, and one of the guys almost had a pick 6, and I forgot who it was.
37.
Yeah, but he had himself a night as well. What were you thinking when you were sitting back watching the game?
I was enjoying it, man. I was just happy for some Bears football, honestly. Roschon and Herbert looked great out of the backfield. I'm not really concerned with RB2. I am still a little concerned with the secondary. I felt like they were sleeping more often than not out there. I'll just chalk it up to being maybe the first game you're coming out of practice, but that's still something we need to work on. Defensive line looked better, though, by a mile than what it did last year. So, baby steps, I guess.
Well, I guess it all goes into coaching, right? It looks like, I know we have a new regime as it relates to coaching, but it felt like for once we have an offense. I know it was vanilla and we had second strings in there, third string. Even the third string quarterback that we had, he didn't play as much, unfortunately, because of the rain. But he looked pretty good too. I think he was like 2 for 3, and he was getting ready to make some moves also. But the rain delayed his start, so you couldn't really evaluate him as much. But I'm anxious to see what they're gonna do this next game, though.
Yeah, I felt like the player of the game was the coaching staff, man.
Oh yeah,
we started the game slowly on defense, and then we picked it up in the second half where we were able to stop these guys from finally scoring. Maybe right before the second half, we were even able to stop them from scoring because they were moving the ball at will on us to start the game, and it was kind of scary to see. We was like, man, even though these are backups, we still supposed to be able to stop someone when we want to stop them. Like we shouldn't be allowing teams to just push the ball up and down the field on us the way that they were. But it was a quick passing game. They were in rhythm as well. But, we fixed that in the second half. So the defense, I get them a start for that. But like I'm with you, Terry, the offense was in rhythm and it was humming, when Brett Rippon got into the game. And we haven't seen that since Trestman was here. Probably.
Look at those stats, man.
Was here. Yeah, look at those stats.
15?
We haven't seen 11. We've never seen that, to be honest. We've never seen a stat line like that from a quarterback here in Chicago. So that right there it has to be a testament to coaching, man. So hats off to Ryan Poles and Flus for getting Shane Waldron in here, man, because this Brett Rippon is the Shane Waldron effect, like Will said. It was fully on display. Geno Smith was written off by everyone until he got there.
Resurrected. resurrected
by this man Shane
Yeah.
Waldron, right? And look at his career now, his trajectory went from down to straight up, and he got paid. I think he got a nice little contract.
He did.
Yep. So look, hey, so this is what we're getting from. This is all coaching, man. This is what a competent coaching staff looks like. This is what competent play calling looks like, and getting your guys in rhythm. As far as what to worry about, I thought the offensive line, they didn't play great, but they played well enough to allow this right here. So, and we got some good yardage out of the running game. So hey, I give it up to coaching, man, because that second half, when this comeback win and everything, even going into halftime and then coming back out and keeping that rhythm and keeping the momentum going and continuing to score, like that's all good coaching, man. So I was happy to see that, especially from a well-coached team. That's a well-coached team down there in Houston. So and we took our lumps, we took our punches, and we threw those counter punches, and we came out on top. And that's what we want to see throughout this season.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed because I thought we was going to see the punter, but they had another punter out there. I've never seen that punter before, but I thought we were going to at least, because Cairo went out there and kicked. He's looking money. I saw him warming up. He was kicking them up from the 50s and 60s. I was like, yeah, he's money right now. But I thought we were going to see Torrey. What's his last name? Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see him punting, but they didn't. He didn't punt, so I guess he's just kind of giving another guy an opportunity to kind of showcase for another team.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. And he said, don't refer to him as the crocodile punter. He wants nothing related to the.
Don't like that. He don't like that.
He don't like that. So I'm thinking something like the winning city, the winning city.
The punter from down under.
Well, I don't know. He said he don't want nothing that's correlating to Australia in a sense. So he let that be known in that press conference he just did. So
he did. Embrace it, dog. I say embrace that, man. That's where you're from,
Well, look, I gotta embrace that. Let me tell y'all something. I don't even know who that tight end Sweeney was, but Waldron had him looking like Tony Gonzalez. Like every tight end we had
look good.
Hey, we've been the whole offseason. We've been talking about Keenan Allen. We've been talking about
Cole Kmet,
DJ Moore and Roma Dunze. Man, if he gonna use Everett and Cole Kmet like that, hell, they might have 900 yards. Because when and again, it might just be the Texans style of defense, but every drive, the tight end, like you could drive a Mack truck through them holes. They were so wide.
Yeah.
Now, and y'all know something, last year and the year before last, we rarely threw down the middle. Think about that. We rare. So to see what I said, hold up. This does not look like our offense at all.
I thought we was being punked.
The offense in general just looks smooth across the board.
It was smooth, on time, 3-step ball out. Like, and Rippon was putting the ball where the yak was in play.
Exactly.
That play that Colin went and they thought he was going to go inside and he shoved back outside for that touch. Man, that was so textbook. Like, I thought I was watching the 49ers. I thought I was watching
Kansas City
from the rank, because those are the type of plays they run right in the middle and make you choose and compromise, put the safety in a compromising position. And it's like, if we do that with the skill set guys that we got, man, ain't no way we ain't putting up 28-35 a game. And I just can't see if this trade goes through, because I got a call today, y'all. A big trade is being worked on. If that trade happens and the guy being mentioned leaves where he currently is and goes to the AFC, well, that makes the team that's number one in the conference extremely weaker. And I'm talking about the 49ers, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll be one less skill set player we got to worry about, and it closes the gap as to where I see them and us with our secondary. Because Ricky Parcell, he's a rookie. He's good. Mm-hmm. He ain't no Brandon Ayuk.
No, sir.
That's all pro 1,400 yards right there. So if this happens and Justin Fields get this tour, Lord have mercy, Pittsburgh It's gonna be nasty. But anyway, we're talking about the Bears right now.
Oh yeah. We
But I
definitely.
tell y'all guys, let me tell y'all something. Y'all got a lot to be proud of, man. I'm so excited right now. Like we were me and Terry were like kids in a candy store this weekend. You know, like literally. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the ex-players from the 05, 06 Bears team was there. Like it was phenomenal, guys. They was at the game, had a black. I felt like me and Terry played with the Bears because they were like, man, come take photos with us.
Well, everybody thought we did play for the Bears.
Come get in on these group photos. Like, guys, we ain't saw out of Wale Agoulier crazy. All them boys, Izzy. Like when I tell y'all it was a big family and everybody's so cool, so chill because nobody's on. Like, and Terry will tell you, if you cooling down to earth, man, them boys love you. But I tell people, don't be all that fanboy stuff because, hey, them guys are introverts, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like if they tell you, like, yo, let's take, cause what they were saying, Terry, let's take a photo. Like we was chilling, just talking. Like we like a lot of guys was coming up. Let me get a photo. Like they would do it, but then after the fact, they'd be like, man, we get tired of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the game, we chilling, we talking X's and O's. That we talking. Everybody is excited about Caleb. And they was just saying, oh, yeah, and I saw somebody else that's going to blow y'all away. I ain't really get to talk to him. Our former defensive coordinator was in attendance, too.
Yeah.
Which
y'all
one?
remember him?
Oh, he was there, huh? Did you the infamous
Hey, the infamous Dr. Allen. But I didn't, you know what? I didn't even say that to him though, because you know me. Normally I would have went up and been like, you know, what's going on, Alan? What's going on? Talk to me. What you got? Nah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let sleeping dogs lie on this one.
Yeah, and
look, at this point, we don't know, and I don't want to know.
Yeah, Walt, you had asked about Kevin Warren. I tell you what, man, he's
great
a real respectable guy, man. I was really impressed with him. You know, real down to earth guy.
Absolutely. Like
I always pictures, man. You guys posted up some really nice photos, man. We should have posted some of those photos on here for the fans to see too. We didn't get those loaded up though. Might be a little too late. I don't know. We'll see if Walt can work his magic. But man, I saw y'all down there getting it in. You guys were looking like Bears alumni too. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, what year Terry played? Hold on. We know Will came from the 70s with that gray over there. It's like he came out here. I'll give him the 80s.
I'm still running that slot fade on them though, baby.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yeah, y'all were hanging tough, man. I like to see that, man. It was good to see. And like you say, man, it was good to see all the Bears alumni, man. All the greats that we grew up watching. I saw Peanut, Forte. I saw
Michael Jordan was in the building.
Mike was in the building. Yeah.
Hunter Hillenmeyer.
Hunter Hillenmeyer.
Hillenmeyer weighed $190. I'm like, Hunter, you didn't.
Yeah, he's small, man.
He is
me and him are the same. We the same size.
Craig Steps. I'm like, Craig looked like he doing a beach body competition. Caleb Haney. What's up, Caleb? Caleb said, bro, I stayed by you down in Rockwall, Texas. I said, Caleb, come here, let's talk real quick. Walk me through that play when you threw that pick to BJ Raji against the Packers in the play. He started laughing. I said, now I done watched that play a million times. How did you not hit Hester on the drag route? I said, you know what? Don't say nothing, Caleb. I already know why you didn't hit it. Because I said Forte was the first read, right? He said that's what I tell everybody. Forte was the first read. That was the first time that Green Bay had won that play all year when they dropped Raji back in that zone blitz.
Yep.
And he wasn't expecting that.
Let him get that in there.
Yeah.
I said
that was a hurting day right there.
Bro, look, that hurt me to this because we went to. That's the only Super Bowl I think the Packers won with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, that's the only one they won
against the Steelers, right?
Yep.
So that would have been us.
And what was crazy is we let them into the playoffs that year. If you remember back, we let them into the playoffs by allowing them to beat us in that final game.
10-3. 10-3.
Sure did.
Man, look, it was so much. It was like, look, I told T, let me get Lovey. Man, you're going to tag T. It was so much we wanted to talk to Lovey about. But hey, everybody in the stadium, Lovey.
Yeah, they went wild. They went wild. When Devin Hester named him, it was crazy when they called Lovey's name.
It was
Yeah, man.
when I tell you, like, and this is why I tell y'all, like, this time of year, it is with everything going on in the world. Because, I just looked at my stock portfolio, y'all, and I'm gonna have to come play with one of y'all because, man, my stocks,
it's crazy.
I'm getting murdered right now. Like it's murderer's row right now. So if Walt, Samo, if I gotta come catch the couch tonight, let me know because this is utterly ridiculous. So I need something at this point to take my attention away from the atrocities that's going on domestically and globally. And I think the Bears this year will deliver. I truly believe that, we're in for a treat. The fans are in for a treat because Richard Dent, all the 85 guys, they sold on Caleb. They on board. The 0506 guy, they're on board. So I'm like, man,
any of y'all plan on going to any Bears game this year? Because maybe we can do a podcast from one of those games. We all try to, you know.
Definitely, man. I think I'm definitely going to hit up Indianapolis because it's so close. You know, drive down there.
Well, I'm looking at all of us doing the Titans, the Colts, the Texans,
Detroit.
Like I said,
or Detroit. We gotta go to Detroit.
Yeah, it's in the dome, so I'm good.
Yeah, Detroit, and I know we're talking about London
and
Minnesota. So, hey, my squad, look, we looking forward for y'all to being a part of this adventure with us because we're gonna have a lot of Bear personalities with us. We're gonna have a lot of former players. Like, man, how many of y'all remember Dante Wesley?
I don't remember Dante Wesley.
He was a cornerback. He played with the Panthers, and then he played with the Bears.
Dante Wesley, came from the Panthers. Now I remember,
pretty eye. So he walked.
I remember now.
He walked. What's up, Will? I'm like, what's up? Oh, this Dante. I live in Texas. Where you at? I said, I'm in Little Frisco. He said, well, I'm in Cedar Hill. Like, bro, it's crazy. Like when I tell y'all the excitement of these guys, and they just like us. They just normal. You know what I'm saying? Want to hang out. Want to build a relationship. Want to build a rapport. And it's like we got the opportunity, and I got a chance to talk to Jared Payton too. Like when I tell y'all, like this is gonna be a special year. So I want us to be as deeply ingratiated as possible. I want the Mod Squad to be greatly ingratiated as possible because I'm telling you, right now, this is going to be the start of something special. And I truly believe that Green Bay, I think they're going backwards. I really do. I really think Green Bay is going backwards. I think
so guys, quickly before we jump into another rookie here, I do have those pictures you were talking about, so I wanted to share them with everybody.
Oh yeah, pop them up because if somebody I wanted to ask you about, I can't remember his name, the wide receiver. When you said, look at Terry,
yes, sir,
the president.
Yeah. yes, sir. Real good guy, man. Real good guy.
Man, real great guy.
Good to see.
Come on, look. I did my push-ups before I got to the stadium, baby. Your boy was looking strong. Look at that, baby.
I got one more.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, the dude next to Lovey. I can't remember his name. Wide receiver. What's his name?
Johnny Knox, baby.
Oh, that's
Johnny Knox. Johnny Knox. I
Johnny
cannot
Knox.
remember his name. Knox,
Gary Wolf, Double A, Busy.
Who was that in the jacket? In the front with the next to Spikes.
Oh, that's Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes, the coach. Yep, that's your head. Yep.
Yeah.
Zoom.
All right.
And that's not even Brendan Ayuba days, everybody's not even in the photo.
Yeah, they got one where they got everybody in there.
Yeah, bro.
That was good.
It was a reunion for sure, man.
Bro, it was a reunion like crazy, bro. You know
it was a big time when Coach Edron, you remember they used to coach LSU, he even noticed it.
Yeah.
He was out there too. Yeah.
Nice. Hey guys, what y'all going? Y'all got? I'm like, and the funny part about it, these guys act like they know us and just embrace us and start talking. Let's take a photo. I'm like, okay, bro. But where your wife, the one in the LSU video doing all this right here? He got rid of her and got him a pretty young thing. I said, boy, you strike quick.
So before I get to Austin Booker here in a second, I just want to let Barely know I have your questions set up for later. We're going to hit on the offensive line in a little bit,
Oh yeah.
but let's jump right in. What do you guys think of Austin Booker's debut?
Woo.
Well, just seeing it firsthand, they tried to feed him as much as they could. They tried to let him run. I noticed they gave him a lot of plays off, but they just told him to go out there and play football. And that's what he did. He got his feet wet. He was out there and he made a difference. Even if he didn't make a sack, he assisted on a lot of tackles that or a lot of quarterback rushes and touches, just by his presence alone. So it's clearly obvious he's learning something from Montez Sweat. What you think about that, Samo? What'd you see when you was back there? I know you was screaming. You probably doing cartwheels down there.
I was screaming. Well, I didn't see it until afterwards. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I didn't notice him as the game was going on. I watched it out afterwards from a dude named I'm Bearing Down, who posts clips of different players, and he posted Austin's days. Man, that day, man, Austin looked good, man. Austin has a lot of natural pass rush ability, man. You say, first of all, man, his playing strength is pretty damn good for his size, and I think it's because he plays with great leverage to be such a tall guy. Like, he was under his man the entire, and he uses his length extremely well, man. He showed a lot of good hand fighting as well. I think that's what impresses me with a pass rush. You got to be able to use your hands, man. You got to be able to use your length, and you got to be able to play with leverage. And he does all of that naturally well, man. And that's why he was getting a lot of good push. He put the offensive tackle on skates quite a few times and pushed him back into the backfield. It was just that, the Texans were running a quick passing game, so he never got home. But he created a lot of pressure with that bull rush and that long arm. And, man, he even showed some different counter moves where he was going inside. They dropped him back in coverage once, I think, in the middle of the field. So, like, man, he has a lot of natural ability. He even stunted on one play, but I think there were three. They had the tight end on his side, so the stunt didn't work because the defensive tackle didn't crash down hard enough. But this dude, I think we got a really good player. As far as the running game goes, I see them try to run at him. They did try to run at him a few times. So, he still is going to struggle to set the edge a little bit in the running game, but he held his own a few times. But I think that's still going to be a struggle for him, going forward. But as far as pass rushing downs, this dude, I think we got one, man. We got a really good one. I think in the next couple of years, his development, like, he's going to be a damn good player in this league, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely there, man. Even what you were saying, his rush is probably his lowest tier ability, but it's still not bad.
Right.
So there's that. We saw a good swim, good swat there. His spin move, he didn't do it as many times. He did it once, but I like to see that a lot more because it's pretty clean. His leverage, like you said, is good. Hand placement is good. He was putting those guys up and out into the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's there. He's definitely a little wild, but that's what we have. That's what we have camp for. And he's only a rookie. He's like 21, 22.
Yep.
Plenty of time there.
I think it was a lot of excitement with that wildness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a good motor too. Like, that's the other thing that you can't teach, man. That's stuff that he has a lot of shit that you can't teach. That's what I'm trying to say about him. He has a lot of good shit that you can't teach. It's just like comes natural to him. It seems like there was even one time he got his hands in the offensive tackle's chest, and he was pushing them back. And offensive tackle made a good counter move, dropped his hands down. He had the wherewithal to pull his hands down and got the guy down onto the ground, like right away. I was like, this dude, I'm like, this is vet shit that he's doing right away. They coming into the league, like, man, it was impressive to see. And he's only going to get better as he goes along. Granted, it was against the second team offense, but I was impressed, and I'm looking forward to his development.
But what's crazy when you say is against just the second team offense. That second team offense could very rarely be starting in at one day, if barring an injury. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if he's able to do that against their next man up, because there's a lot of next man up mentality in the NFL. So if somebody gets hurt, that person that you was killing it, against, that's a person you're going to match up with, so that he's riding high with that. Because you mean to tell me you put your second best person up there? I'm a rookie. That second best person, they probably been playing for a couple years, So it was just good to see. He has that motor, man, and I don't know. They're high on him, man. They're real high on him.
It was nice too to see them let him run out of the 2-point stance versus just primarily out of the 3.
Yes.
I don't think we used that enough last year.
Yes.
He's got the athleticism and the speed to really utilize that position to its full extent.
Yeah.
Yep. Looking forward to seeing him. And like I said, man, the other guy on that defensive line was Coward. I think that stood out to me. Was that defensive tackle Byron Coward? I thought that dude, he held his ground extremely well. I did not see him get pushed off the line of scrimmage. Maybe once I've seen him move back a yard or two in this entire time playing in the game. But he would consistently push the pocket. He was moving laterally extremely well when he was supposed to. So I was impressed with Byron Coward. I'm not gonna lie. He really impressed me in that game. And he got that sack. I mean, a strip sack at that. So that was an impressive play as well. So
yeah, that was really good. We were in the backfield a lot, fellas. We were in the backfield a lot.
We were, and especially in that second half of that game. Once we got that league, and I think whatever they said to those boys after halftime, they came out playing at a different level, it seemed like to me.
Well, they had to, because think about it. When I saw Davis Mill stutter step, Daniel Hardy,
and broke his ankles.
I said, Daniel, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you got to keep your containment, bro. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he broke his
because he had him,
and then broke outside and hit their tight end for about 20 yards. I said, man, now Hardy about to get cut. Come on, baby. Like you got to get that sack.
Yeah.
Hey,
you should have had that.
We're talking about Davis Mill. We ain't even talking about.
Listen, fellas.
Casey Keenum. Casey Keenum is the new Chase Daniel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you right now, when he broke his ankles, you should have heard the groaning that was going on the Bears sideline.
I knew it.
They were like, "Oh my God, he put a move on him." And you should have heard the crowd, man. We were all like, "What?" Because he had him dead to rights.
Dead in his rights. And he wasn't touched. He wasn't touched. Those are the hardest sacks. So as a defensive lineman, I will say that's the hardest, because the adrenaline is going. He didn't break down at all. He thought he had him. And I guess, the quarterback saw him at the last second, make that little movement, like, thought you had me.
Yeah.
And we talking about, and Davis Mill's not even known for that type of agility, bro. I said, oh man, come on, D Hardy. Like, you got to make that play, baby. You got to make that play. But again, I'm gonna stay on offense, because like the first 2 drives, it was 2 touchdown drives over 80 yards. Like, I was so disgusted. But after Baja left out and Mr. Brett, and I know we talking about Austin Booker, but man, I'm so thoroughly impressed with Rippon, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that he had it in him. I'm gonna be honest. Like, and between the play calling and then Colin Johnson being a dog, look, that connection right there.
That's clearly obviously they practice together.
Absolutely.
It's clearly obvious.
Yep.
And then Sweeney the type, he dropped one. Him and Johnson and Sweeney dropped 2 nice balls. Like Rippon could have went for over 220 easy. Because he
how many years he's been in the league? Like 3 or 4?
6.
6.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I mean, he's got some type of poise about him. Then I mean, yeah.
Well, he does.
And he's been in his offense with 3 different coaches, man, who successful coaches. So he's been in LA with the Rams. He's been in Seattle.
And that Cliff, the field was not just slippery, but the conditions was terrible. It was beyond just slippery.
Yeah.
But to answer your question about Rippon, it's going to be year 5 for him.
Okay.
So he came in 2020 with Denver, and then spent 2023 with McVay and the Rams. So he does have that a little bit of idea what Shane Waldron's going to do. I mean, you can see the difference between Brett Rippon and Tyson Bagent. I'm sorry. I mean, it was night and day.
It is. And I feel sorry. Well, I mean, I do feel sorry because Bagent thought he was going to be the guy, but not so fast, my friend. Ripken said, "Hey, I'm about to rip this thing because I'm looking for some money because we got like these quarterbacks that we have, we're not paying them a lot.
No.
None of them, even Caleb. I mean, we know he get the rookie contract, but you get these other players, we getting them for peanuts. So if you got one of them that's going to be able to evolve into a legitimate, bona fide second string quarterback like Ripken played, and you don't have to pay him much,
Yep.
so win-win.
Yeah, I mean, we'll transition into Caleb in just a second for you, Terry. I know you want to get on that, but in terms of Brett Rippon, he put Tyson Bagent on notice with that game. Like, I'm coming for your job. I don't care what anyone else has to say about that. Like,
he not
QB2 is no longer safe.
Yeah, it might not be an open competition, but
what do you all think of Tyson's only series, the first series? What did you all think of his series?
he didn't do anything.
Honestly, I forgot what happened because I was so in tune with Ripken. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And I was at the game watching right on the side.
It was a punt. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was a punt. He didn't do anything. He didn't do
That's
anything.
why
He didn't move the offense. He didn't move the ball at all.
Because we were down 10-0 before we got on the board.
Look,
It looked like they were trying to play last year's offense, and then you bring in a new quarterback, and it's a little different because they both had 3 throws, and then who gets the touchdown, who doesn't, who moves down the field, who doesn't. That's all Brett Rippon.
Look,
So
Tyson is QB2 right now, but I'm gonna tell you this.
Sound like what Walter's saying is that Brett is doing to Tyson what Tyson did to Walker last year. That would sound like
it's just all in reverse.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm entirely convinced. Like, Ryan Poles loves Tyson Bagent, right?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
That doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'm sure he liked PJ Walker too and spent a lot of money on him, but PJ Walker ended up being on the Bears last year.
He liked Justin Fields too, ain't he?
Mm-hmm. And I know someone's going to say, well, Brett Rippon played for 5 years now, but they've only have 4 starts amongst the 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they're both 2-2.
At the end of the day, you really had to sit back. And again, that was game 1. We got the Bills, and then we got the Chiefs, then we got the Bengals, I think.
Yeah.
So
they don't want to anoint him as QB2 right away.
No, yeah, we
But I think
definitely.
if he keeps it up over the rest of the offseason,
Yeah,
or the preseason,
stand by. Yeah.
Tyson Bagent could be out of a job.
Yeah.
Like I said, it might not be an open competition, but you better believe the coaching staff is paying attention. And Tyson Bagent is going to have to perform in this preseason in order to maintain his position as QB2. That's point blank period, because everything I've been hearing about training camp is that Tyson Bagent is still struggling to hit players deep when they're wide open too. So it's inaccurate on deep passes. So, and that's what we saw from him last year, So as much as everyone wants to say, oh, he's QB number 2, I'm not going to anoint him. And I don't think the Bears are just going to anoint him right away until I think it's open, but not open, not openly known that it's open,
it's more a cold war than anything else.
Cold war, exactly.
But it's, you got to think about what you want your QB2 to do. You want to be able to come in and win games. You also want him to be there to help the starting quarterback more often than not. Yeah. So if you're changing offenses, Tyson Bagent's learning the same offense as Caleb Williams. Brett Rippon already has at least a better foundational standpoint than Tyson Bagent. So now, like I said, I'm not gonna go ahead and say he's QB2 right away. He has to earn that spot still.
Right.
But I'm not gonna go the other way and say the job is Tyson Bagent's automatically. Now, you want to talk about this, Terry, and that's the leadership of Caleb Williams at Canton. So tell us what you saw.
You know what? You hear so many things about Caleb Williams if it relates to his nails or anything like that. I don't care about none of that. One of the things that I saw personally with my eyes only was every time the Bears came back on offense, came on the sideline, he was right there with all the coaches with headsets on, talking about the play, going through the play, asking questions. He was all in with the offensive coordinator, the quarterback coach. He was all in every time and watching him up until maybe the third quarter. Then he kind of relaxed a little bit because I think that's when the Bears started to find their groove. But I watched him and I watched how everybody responded to him, and he's a leader. They looked at it. They looked and they was like, when he was asking questions or he was giving his personal opinions about certain things and what the quarterback should have did or not do. because the quarterbacks that's there, they listen to him as well. So I saw great leadership skills behind this young man, and quite honestly, I think that's what's really going to put him over the hump in the National Football League. It's his determination and will to win, and the respect that he has from all his wide receivers. Because you should have saw him, man. I had no choice. I sat there, and I said, I'm probably never going to get this moment again, or I probably would, but I just thought about it. I said, you know what? You got all these wide receivers. They were all there, wide receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends together, and they were just sitting there. Like they're standing up talking about plays. So I just took a photo of them just in on the sideline talking about the plays and stuff. And it goes to show you how in tune he is with all of his offensive weapons that he had, because he has to know that he's in the best case scenario that any rookie quarterback can ever be in. And so he's going to spread that ball around. I just feel like he's going to have one hell of a season, and it's because of his leadership. And the coaches are giving him the keys to drive. He went from, he got his learner's permit. He rode with his parents one day, and they said, "Okay, you good." And then he went and drove by himself. And I think that's what they're going to do with him, because he was so in tune with all the offensive plays, and he was also in tune with the quarterbacks and giving his opinions to the quarterbacks. So it was good to see. It was refreshing, I should say.
Yeah, it was good to hear that the Bears allowed him to go through his pregame routine, even though he didn't play. They say he went through the full pregame routine, dressed up and everything, and then they went out and threw the passes with his wide receivers and all of that good stuff, and he was locked in like he was preparing to play. So that was good to hear that the Bears didn't waste an opportunity to, get him that chance to go through that routine. So, man, and that's what we keep hearing, Terry, is that he is a leader from all the players that, come up to the podium that are asked, because every player is asked about Caleb when they go up to the podium.
Yeah.
And they all say the same thing. He's a good leader. He's extremely locked in. Like, he's extremely smart. He wants to win, like you're hearing all the right things from him. And even when you hear him speak, like he says all the right things, like, man, it's almost scary to think that, that he is so perfect right now to us. And then after hearing all the BS before he was actually drafted about his character and everyone, we had podcasts out here and people in the mainstream media who was just destroying his character without even knowing the kid. And he is the exact opposite of everything that everyone was talking about, man. Great teammate, great person, leader on and off the field. And a damn good football player, what it seems like, what he seems to be. That's what everyone else is coming up there saying too. Like, man, they are thoroughly impressed with his talent, and everyone expects him to be not good but great. So that is good to hear. And man, I'm happy to hear that you got to witness that firsthand. And man, we're looking forward to seeing it, man. I can't wait. I'm hoping that he plays on Saturday. Like, I don't think we can afford to, sit him again. Like, let's get him out there. But this offensive line thing is making it a little scary. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, he has to. They have to play him, even if it's for a series. He's got to get his feet wet. Yep,
absolutely. Yeah. You got to get there, because football, everyone can say, he's practicing. Oh, he's going to get this joint practice with the Bengals and all of that stuff. So that'll be good. That's just as good. That's not just as good. That's not just as good as knowing that you can get hit, because the Bengals aren't going to be able to hit Caleb either.
Right.
Those guys aren't going to be able to hit him either. And none of these players are getting tackled to the ground either. So, like, you need to see those live bullets flying, and you need to see, like, someone was talking, who was this? Kevin Byard was talking about the play that he threw, that the Bears media put out there. That was a great play. Him throwing to, I think it was DJ in the corner of the end zone. And Kevin Byard just said, like, look, in a live game, that's going to be a bang, bang play. I just didn't want to hit that wide receiver, so we don't know how good it is until it's a live game.
Right.
That's just to say that, like, in a live game, that's a bang, bang play. It's 50-50 whether or not that receiver holds on to that ball, because I'm going to hit this guy as soon as the ball arrives. I'm not going to do that to my teammate in practice, but in a live game, someone else will. So we don't know just how good and how tight everything is until we actually see it in the live game. So he has to get his feet wet, man. So hopefully, you know, the coaching staff allows him to play at least a quarter against a good Bills team, and you know, we go from there.
Yeah, you know, and there was one thing that stood out to me is they were doing Caleb Williams' interview right before the strip sack, and they were mid-conversation, and he stops and says, "Hey guys, we just got a strip sack right there."
Yep.
So you don't see many players do that. So I found that really interesting.
Yep.
That could have been a part of the hard knocks too, though.
It could have been, but
Hey, look, let's add one
engaged, man. I like that.
Caleb's leadership, because I heard Amani Toomer, his little comment about Caleb.
Oh yeah,
because Caleb told the guys to clean up. I'm like,
clean up myself.
That was a terrible take.
It was a horrible take because that wasn't
Russell Wilson 2.0.
Yeah, but that's not a rookie insulting veterans. That's like common courtesy. Because, like I said, even when you meet the people in the locker room, even when you meet like T-Med and people like that, like, man, look, they're normal human beings that really love the players, they love the fans, they're genuine, they love it, they caring. So, like, I didn't see any issue with him telling people to clean up behind themselves. Like, if you still want him to carry your shoulder pads and all that, you know, the rookie hazing, you know, that's fine. But come on, guys, it's like everybody try to create a take out of something that's really not there. And I'm like, look, you know, I know you're trying to make a name for yourself and you're trying to get into journalism and media and things like that. But hey, guys, let me give you a word of advice. Everything is not worth coming, though. And that's something that wasn't worth coming, though. If you want to talk about poor execution on the field and things of that magnitude, like, okay, we welcome that. But like, and this is for any other future journalists or media, like, hey, guys, focus on the play on the field. Focus on the team dynamics, the coaching. He actually has a team. He actually has a well-seasoned, well-groomed coaching staff. So that's what I'm focused on starting next week in Buffalo. Like him telling the guys to clean up behind themselves, I have no issue with that.
Well, that's just the same analogy of making your bed in the morning.
Yep.
You get pride, like was like the making your bed speech. It takes a sense of pride that you have in yourself because that'll transcend on the football field.
Absolutely.
Because you're not cutting corners.
Absolutely.
Yep. So yeah,
you better tell them to you if you make your bed, it means you're organized. So you're gonna be organized in your occupation. If your bed is messy and dirty, your life messy and dirty. So your players gonna be messy and dirty.
Hey, listen,
it all correlates.
This is a quote I always use: "Go the extra mile because it's never crowded."
Come on now.
Mm-hmm. That was Ed Reed said this to his teammates in their Super Bowl year. I think they said. And I think I remember the clip of this where he was explaining that he told his teammates, like, look, how we gonna be great and we can't even pick up our damn towels off the floor and put them in the bin. You know, we got bins all around the locker room, guys. That we just gonna take our towels, throw them off, and leave all our water bottles and towels and shit everywhere when there's garbage cans and towel bins everywhere, man. Just pick your shit up and put it away, man. Don't just, you know, be an asshole to the people that have to clean this building that you have to see and look at every day. Like, man, have some common courtesy, man. Have some home training, goddammit. Shit. Like, man, yeah, these people have a job to do. Yeah, that's their job, but it's not their job for you to. You shouldn't just be a total fucking slob and just be an asshole and just leave shit everywhere for them to have to go walking around to have to pick shit up from everywhere. And so, man, I think our coach got on us about that. That's just good leadership, man. I thought that was good of him to say, like, man, and I was proud that he felt like he can say that to those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of rookies wouldn't have said that. I don't think that what's the rookie quarterback in New England, he wouldn't have went to his teammates and said that.
Drake May?
No.
Yeah. Drake May was having a terrible.
May trying to find his way to be the third string quarterback right now.
Exactly. He trying to stay on the team right now.
Yeah.
he trying to stay.
They talking about. Hey, and me and Terry talked about this at the Senior Bowl. What did we say, Terry? Do not sleep on Joe Milton.
They said Joe Milton is ahead of him right now.
They said Milton looked better than Drake May.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised.
Spencer Rattler throwing that thing too, though.
Yeah, I thought Mr. Rattler was a really good quarterback. Yeah. coming out. But I did not like Drake May too much, man. I didn't see all the hype.
Yeah, we all talked about when we did our ranking. I think it was Caleb, Jaden Daniels, and then some of us said, Penix, and then like I said, we had May and McCarthy and what's the kid from Oregon? We had them in the next
Bo
tier.
Nix.
Yeah, Bo Nix in the next tier, and then we said that Rattler and Jordan Travis would be sleepers, and as you can see, hey, shout out. For all of us that went to the Senior Bowl to get eyes on these guys, me, Swift, Terry, we saw what you all are seeing now. So that's why I love now that we get to be deeply ingratiated in this entire process, because we're getting to see a lot of these individuals that's coming out and being the cream of the crop. And we even talked about Joe Milton too, because man, he was throwing that thing 70 yards flat-footed,
slinging it.
The only thing we had a concern about was his accuracy. If his accuracy was going to be on point, like to me, it was a no-brainer that his development was going to be rapid. And Drake May was going to be some slow singing and flower bringing if Milton put that accuracy piece into play. And we actually seeing that. So hey, kudos to Joe for working hard and working on his weakness, because hey, that guy looking good. And when we played New England, man, hey, it wasn't surprised. The only way Drake May started is because he was a number 3 pick. Other than that, we might be seeing Joe behind the center. But let's take it back. Where we at? Have we made it to the offensive line yet? Oh, are we at the Hall of Fame?
We at the offensive line, baby.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Man, I'm so disappointed right now, because the very thing that we was concerned about looked like it's rearing its ugly head as far as the trenches on the offensive side of the ball. I've heard the news about Tevin Jenkins, Nate Davis, and then I think Darnell has been out too, right?
Yes,
a couple practices, yeah.
So we're already seeing what we were concerned about as far as what potentially could derail us having a special season. And that's the 5 in front of Caleb. And I'm sitting here just like, look, at the end of the day, if the line is not where it needs to be, then guess what? I don't care what we sit here and project and forecast.
Yeah.
It's going to be nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. And you know what? It's kind of, I think what the Bears is probably going to be banking on, there's going to be some offensive linemen that's going to get cut, not because they're sorry, but because it's a cap casualty, right? So I think the Bears are going to do if the barring the injuries on what these two gentlemen got here, they're going to do a quick mad dash of picking up some veteran offensive linemen. They're not going to have a choice, because when you got this much talent and on this team, you got to make sure that the quarterback is upright, and and it starts with the 5 up front. So if somebody's going to be hurt for 2-3 weeks, I think the Bears are going to go ahead and just pull the trigger and just pay one of these offensive linemen or 2 offensive linemen if need be, because we need some people that's going to be dependable and healthy. And if we can't get that, then hey, man, it's scary. What you think, Walt?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think people need to pump the brakes just a little bit. I think we're too busy jumping off the cliff already, and we don't know the extent of what's going on with both these players here and Darnell, right? It's very early in camp. We have roughly 35, 33 days till the first game of the regular season. And let's not forget, I mean, muscle strains and bruises and whatnot, it's going to happen. This is football, These guys aren't immune because they put these pads on. So before we go off and, yelling at Nate Davis, calling him lazy, or, his head is in the game, or Tevin Jenkins is made out of glass, like, let's pump the brakes and realistically look at this a little bit. But I do want to get to Berlissimo's question here. So he says, question, Bears fixing the offense with mid-tier free agent O-line and top-tier ball handlers and a quarterback in the draft. Steelers spending their draft assets on top-tier O-line, mid-tier receivers, and Justin Fields by trade. What do you think?
That pretty much sums it up.
That sums it up, and that's where the problem is. I said with the offensive line, when I heard all of the issues with the offensive line, it was frustrating to me, because now I don't want Caleb to experience the same thing that Justin Fields did.
Yeah.
And that hurt Justin Fields' development. We never really got a fair assessment of what Justin can be because he didn't have a good offensive line and he didn't have weapons, people to throw the ball to. So we really didn't get a good fair assessment of him. And I don't want Caleb to, now that we got the weapons, he has to still be protected. And I hear you, Walt, and I agree. Like, we shouldn't be jumping off a cliff right now because we don't know the extent of the injuries. But I will say that the best ability is availability. And it's important that the offensive line is developing continuity right now. And, they're gelling together. And that's what's important for an offensive line. Those five guys sticking together and, knowing how to pass off a stunt, knowing who to help, when you have to help this guy to the left and to the right of you. Like, that stuff you develop by playing together. You can't develop that without playing together. So that's just my issue with it. And the other thing, those strains and shit, they linger for a while. So, so you have to allow it to heal. So because you don't want it to linger into the season. So we can see these guys out for the next 2 weeks, probably, just to allow them to heal so that they don't carry these injuries into the season. And if that has to happen, then I'm good with that. I just want to make sure that whatever five guys we're going to have, are going to be the five guys that are going to start and hopefully start at least the first 4 games before we start dealing with, guys going down because of injuries. And I know there's no way of predicting that, but from what we're seeing right now with guys who are unavailable, that's Tevin and that's Nate, they haven't been available the past few years. They've struggled to stay on the field. So maybe we do need to be looking on the outside and looking to bring somebody in, some veterans that we know are going to at least stay on the field. They might not be as good as these guys, but at least they're going to be available. And we can rely on them to, gel with these other guys.
And even to your point, Samo, it seems like Brad Biggs was saying this morning, nothing is life-threatening at this point. It's all very minor. They're just doing precautionary things. And, that's what these trainers are there for. So they're going to, if they're saying something's wrong or they're not feeling a certain way, they're going to pull them out as a precaution. And that's just from a pure medical standpoint.
Exactly.
Like you said, I'd rather have these guys ready for the regular season because at the end of the day, I don't care what happens at training camp. That's irrelevant. Even the preseason game at the end of the day, as long as these guys are ready to go.
Yeah, they're ready to go, and we got the same starting 5, and we can keep them for all 17 games. I'm all in.
Yep. And like Berlissimo said, shout out to Berlissimo from across the pond, man. What the Steelers have done and put in front of Justin Fields right now over the past 2 years, they've drafted offensive linemen, and now their offensive line is solid, and they have a few weapons over there, and they're about to gain another in IU within the next couple of days. So, that's why Justin is humming over there in Pittsburgh in preseason.
Hey, I'm hoping that he plays so the Bears can get this 4th-round draft pick.
I'm hoping so too. And I'm just hoping that he just does well. He gets the opportunity anyway, man, because like I said, I don't feel like he was given a fair chance here. He was given incompetent coaching. He wasn't, he didn't have a lot around him. He just came to this team at a bad time. Ryan Poles stripped the roster down, when he got here. So it was just facing the uphill battle for Justin Fields. So, but again, Ryan Poles did the exact thing he was supposed to do. Because you also don't want to end up in a situation like the Giants with Daniel Manning. So you don't know what Daniel Jones, excuse me. Yeah. If you don't know what you have, then you have an opportunity to get the best player, generational talent with the #1 pick. You don't have to pay out all this money, then that's what you should do. I just wish we had gotten more for Justin Fields because, like Coach said, I think there's a lot of meat left on the bone there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rag on Justin here. I liked him and I enjoyed his time in Chicago, but I feel like with all these videos that are coming out from the Steelers camp, we've seen all this before, just in reverse.
True.
I mean, he had great chemistry with Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, DJ Moore in camp. What happened during the regular season? By midseason, Claypool's gone. Mooney is irrelevant. The only one there is DJ Moore.
And he got over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we would have to see. Like you said, the jury's still out. The jury is still out on Justin Fields. I'm rooting for him because two things could be, as Chris used to say, two things could be true. Caleb Williams could be great, and Justin Fields could still be a damn good quarterback. In this league. So, we want that to happen for Justin. I'm still rooting for you, Justin. Except for when you play our Bears. I hope you get stumped out when you play us, dog. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yeah. I don't even think we played them this year. So
no, we don't. No, we play AFC South this year. So
only if we get to go ahead and say it.
Yeah, we see Justin in New Orleans at the Super Bowl.
Tell him
hey, we're accustomed to winning in New Orleans.
Them long shots. We both long shots to make it.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, that'd be crazy if they did face each other in a Super Bowl at some point in time in their careers, though. That'd be.
It might happen this year. I'm not gonna front because
you never know.
The one thing that I like Pittsburgh with they trenches is tight. Offensive line. If you get just the time to throw, oh my God, which they have.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, that offense is out. He got a big back and Najee Davenport. Then he got Pickens and about to get IU. Man, look. Let's get back on topic. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, hey, shout out to the subscribers, man. A lot of people were subscribing. Some people said they had a good time in Canton.
Yeah,
so that was pretty cool.
Like, look, a lot of people in Canton, look, they've been watching us. They like what they see. They love the content. Like Terry had like 3 or 4 people want some merchandise. So
yeah,
a lot of people talking about they want us to put the tailgates together. A lot of the players saying that. We had some of the Chicago Bear personalities in Canton that we talked to. They love the entire concept of what we're doing. So, like, we just gonna keep building this thing bigger and better, and let's see where it goes, guys. Because, like I said, for us to have this expertise and this energy and passion for the beloved, and look, I even told George McCaskey, he was like, "Look, looking forward to seeing you at the game this year and supporting us." So we got the backing of the owner, so that's a good thing always. Like, we just got to keep doing what we do, guys. Like, it's special because we make it special. We manifest, we project the positive. We can say we're going 17-0, whether we do it or not. We can project that. When I told George that, he looked at me and laughed. I say that every year. We're going 17-0.
Because I'm going to get me started. I get ragged on every year about that. Like, man, you said the Bears are going to be good this year.
So that means,
I get that too, man. So I don't say nothing.
If that means you need to go get Colonel Williams, don't make it happen.
I don't say nothing. They be like, "How you think the Bears gonna do?" We'll see.
Yeah. So look,
I used to be like, "You going to Super Bowl?"
We're talking about the offensive line, but I watched Dominique. I watched old D-Rob too. I'm just saying. It's the first game, but I didn't see much improvement.
No, Dominic Robinson is facing the uphill battle.
That's what I'm saying.
That was actually the other guy, number 52.
It was Khalid Kareem.
Khalid Kareem.
That dude was flying around the edge, man. That dude was flying around the edge. I'm hoping that I'm bearing down and put out the video of him and all of his snaps, but that dude was flying off of the edge. And he was getting off the ball extremely quick. So, man, I don't know about your boy, though, man. He's not looking too good. Hey, what did you guys make of Khalil Herbert playing in this game? And who didn't play? I'm going to just say that. And who didn't play in this game?
I'll tell you what. Khalil Herbert and Roshan, they both played well. And Roshan actually started the game.
Yeah,
and like we already know this. Roshan's a powerful runner, man. I seen him hit somebody, and he damn near ran him over. And everybody was like, "Ooh, I saw you heard from the stand," because he's a power runner. And then you got Khalil; he can run too. But he's more of a finesse too. Yeah. But it was cool. But you said who didn't play? I'm still trying to figure out why Bayless Jones ain't play. I wanted to see how he did in this kickoff, this new kickoff rule.
I think we're all scratching our head about that one. Like, how is Bayless? What does this mean that Khalil Herbert plays in this game and Bayless doesn't? I don't know what it means, but
it's simple. Starters don't play. Starters don't play, man.
Man,
what does that tell you?
He's not no starter.
I don't know about that, man.
Bayless because if starters not playing, Cairo Santos kicked.
Yep.
Do we have a second kicker though?
We don't have one in camp. Exactly. We don't have one in camp this year. We
Can't put
usually have
a
one in
second
camp.
string if you don't have
one.
one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just weird to see that Bayless didn't suit up in this game, though, man. Even to get some reps at wide receiver, which
It would have been nice.
He needs. No, it would have been nice. Fuck that. Well, he needs that, right?
I tell you,
We all know, like,
hey, he might have lost. He might have lost his job to John. I didn't know Johnson was the tallest wide receiver in the NFL.
Is he? That's 6'6"?
He's 6'6". They say he's the tallest wide receiver in the NFL.
And
That's
plays
not
graceful, man. He got a nice long stride.
Johnny Wilson from Florida State, 6'7".
Nope, they moved him to tight end.
He's tight end now, yeah.
Oh,
he was a terrible receiver, man. At the senior, man.
Oh my! Don't get me started. I'm a Florida State guy.
He was having a hard time getting away from guys.
That's why they put him at tight end.
Yeah, that's why they moved him tight end, which is good for him, man. I would accept it if I were him. Like, man, that's a good opportunity for him. Put on a little bit more weight, and you already have that pass catching ability. You know how to run routes, man. That's a good move for him.
Yeah, Herbert went for what, 4 carries, 34 yards. He looked good.
Yeah, and he did that effortlessly. Him and Roshan, they both like, okay, yeah, we good. We in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and look, that's what I say, bro. Like if Darnell, because look, Braxton Jones is a hell of a zone blocker. When it comes to running, he's a hell of a run blocker. You got to give him his prop. So if we can keep Tevin, Braxton, Darnell, and Nate, man, look on the run play, them boys getting 6, 7, 8 yards a pop.
Yeah, they moving the crowd.
And even Coleman Shelton. Now Coleman Shelton is decent at pass protect, but his run blocking, it's not. It doesn't leave anything to be excited about. Ryan Bates, he seemed like more of a mauler than
Shelton.
Yeah. So it's like, but then I'm looking at Connor Williams. Connor Williams is like a complete center. So and that's if he's healthy though. Again, like his agent is Drew Rosenhaus. So look, Drew will say,
oh man, he gonna want the bank.
Hey, Drew just got DJ paid, right? Drew just left and got DJ paid.
Yeah, he did. But look, that was a good deal for the Bears, though. If you want to be honest,
it was.
It was an excellent deal for the Bears. Now I'm hearing Keenan wants to get paid. I just heard that today. So Keenan Allen.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get paid.
But shit, he's gonna be what?
Nice but he's the oldest out of all of them in the group, so yeah, they could probably give him
he's
2
still
years.
productive though. Like he ain't no burner. You know what I'm saying? 20 to 20s route.
He's a quarterback dream. That's what he is.
Absolutely.
Footwork.
His footwork
king right there.
One of the best route runners we got in the league right now.
His footwork is filthy.
Yeah.
Try to jam him if you want to. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
You know who did good who we're not talking about on the offensive line? That's Doug Kramer.
Doug Kramer.
He only had a couple of reps, but the kid looked good.
Hey,
look, Walt, you already love Doug Kramer, man. They love him.
But you know what Dougie going, baby? Practice squad. Hey, he going straight to the practice squad. We already know that. Come on.
He might be, but you never know.
He gonna stick around. Sure.
Kramer said, "I'll stick around. Just pay me."
No, that other dude looked really good on the offensive line. Bill Murray. He is a maul.
Oh, you know what? And he's got to be a fan favorite because when we were there, everybody kept screaming his name, and I don't know if it's because of the actual Bill Murray. But he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, and Blues loves him. Like he plays with a mean demeanor. He plays with the demeanor that you want to see from a Bears offensive lineman. I think that's what Flus loves about him. He can be a little over aggressive sometimes. People are gonna try to use that aggression against him. A savvy player will. So we'll see. How well he plays during this preseason, but he did look good. I'm not gonna lie. I did like what I saw from him.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.
What else? I'm excited, man. I'm just excited for the season, man. I don't want to see, too much more talk about this offensive line. Whatever we gonna do, Ryan Poles, get it done. If you feel like we need somebody, they know better than we know. They know what's going on. If we need somebody, go get them right now. I know it's 33 days, like Walt said, we got 33 days to that first game. But just bring somebody in early as soon as possible. If there's someone available that you feel like can help us, go ahead and bring that person in now, man. Let's not wait and wait and see what happens. Like, no, fuck that. You know, we got Caleb. We got a good situation right now. Let's not ruin it by, not tending to the offensive line the way that we should. So if there's a trade to be made, if there's a player to be picked up in free agency, and that you think that's going to help this offensive line to gel right away, and go ahead, by all means, go ahead and make that happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah. But you know what, man? Let's bring up the actual inductions of Mongo and Peppers and Hester. How was it there, Will?
Oh man, look, let me tell y'all something. Hey, the whole Hall of Fame experience. If it wouldn't have rained, I think it would have been better. The enshrinement and things like that, because the rain Thursday and Friday made it very unbearable. But Saturday, it even rained Saturday pretty heavy. So, and then luckily, we went and got some rain gear, and that's why everybody said, "Why you in that jacket?" Because shit, I wasn't trying to get wet. Here, we stayed in Cleveland. That was a 45-minute drive to Canton. So it's like, I was trying to ensure that we was protected. But, once the rain subsided, the event started, like just to see the family, the friends, the ex-players, the coaches, from Dave Tobe, Lovie Smith, and man, to hear all of the heartfelt speeches from Devin, from Julius, even though Julius went in as a Panther, he said the Bears got the best fans in the world, and he even gave a shot to Green Bay for the 3 years he was there. It was like, and then Mongo, it was beautiful to see that, and even Patrick Willis, Andre Johnson, Dwight Freeney. What's the linebacker from the Broncos that went in, Terry? Number 53.
I forgot his name. He has a not a common last name.
Right.
Starts with a G, I think, or something like that.
But just to be there and hear the speeches and just be a part of the event, get to go and really partake in the events, the activities. Like, man, it was truly something special. I'm telling y'all. Like, and this is why I wanted to keep growing this thing, because like next year, I'm already looking at next year. I don't think it'll be no Bears up, but it's still a good experience though, guys. Like, things like this, I want everybody to have a chance to partake in, because it's just a great feeling, to be in that environment, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the networking, just seeing we're watching guys that we grew up rooting for. And now it's like we're family to them. The heartfelt speeches and seeing the emotions and the cry, like, man, like it was phenomenal. Like, Kevin Warren, he was there. We got to talk to him, and then we saw him later on that night at another event. And, just to have the opportunity to talk to the team president, talk to a lot of the former players, the former coaches. John Fox, me and him was talking for a minute. I forgave him for the time when he was with the Bears, and like that was an abysmal time as a Bears fan when John Fox was coaching. And we was laughing about that. Like, you can laugh about this stuff. To talk to Caleb Haney about, the 2010 championship game against Green Bay. It was fun to talk about that stuff because we can laugh about it now. But then it's like, man, you want to wring his neck, because it's like, why would you throw that pass when you got Hester on that drag? But then I figured out that Forte must have been the number one read, and that's why he threw it to Forte in the flat, not realizing that Raji was going to be there, because like he told me, that was the first time Green Bay run that play all year. So just sitting back, talking with these guys and sharing those experiences and talking about every one of Devin Hester's kick returns, punt returns, the field goal return against the Giants, the Super Bowl return, like hearing these guys relive that moment 17 years later, like it was yesterday, and the excitement to hear Peanut Tillman loving the block for Devin, Israel Adonijah loving the block for Devin, Brendan Ayabadejo loving the block. For that boy almost 50 years old and looked like he about 40. I said, boy, what you doing?
Yeah, he looked young. Yeah, he always had a young face, man.
Yeah. So again, these guys are so open and so friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's special, because again, when you grow up and watch them on TV, you're like, man, I never get to meet them guys or talk to them guys or be in no circle. And now it's like when you get to that point, it's like they're normal people just like us.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because I mean, shout out to what they did with Mongo too. You know, all the Hall of Famers were there. But one of the things. So I went. Obviously, I went because y'all fellas already know I'm a broadcaster. So I went there. Then I interviewed some of the players, some of their families, and I got an opportunity to meet Patrick Willis' coach that coached him for quite some years, and just the look on his face when we were talking, I was interviewing him, that he just broke down. It's almost like that was his son. You know what I mean? So he was definitely excited to have Patrick Willis in the Hall of Fame, and just to meet all these other players' family. Like I already knew Devin, obviously, because he lives out here in Orlando where I'm at. So we all kind of golf together. So I kind of looked into meeting the other players that I wouldn't talk to as much, like a Patrick Willis, Julius Peppers, obviously because Tar Heels. So you already know Tar Heel Nation, we stand up. But just to meet some of the other players, you know, and all the folks that were out there, and some of the folks we got an opportunity to ask, hey, do you feel like you should be out there? Like we talked about Lance Briggs, and Lance Briggs should be one of the Hall of Famers. That one of the next Bears Hall of Fame. And that's one of the things that we talked about. But I got there on that Thursday. I did the whole entire enshrinement week with interviewing the players, participating in all these different events that were going on. When you see Marcus Allen, you see all these different players, and it's almost like a homecoming to them, you know. And just to get these interviews and capture it was priceless. So if you haven't been, and this was anybody that's watching on the chats or that's subscribing, this is definitely a treat, because this was my second time actually covering the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I have to be honest with you, this class that went in this year, to me, is probably one of the strongest classes I've ever seen for a Hall of Fame. So shout out to the Hall of Fame staff, and everybody was just so friendly. I'm talking about from the people that work there. I met a guy who's been working there for 40-something years, and he's like 80-something years old. And he said he loves it. He is not going to retire until he dies. You know, he loves doing this. He loves being at the Hall of Fame. I met a guy that he gave me an opportunity to hold Walter Payton's football championship ring. You know, I got a chance to put that on my finger, you know, just different things like that. So, I mean, it's definitely a treat in itself. So Monsters of the Gridiron the podcast would definitely be at the next one. And,
oh yeah, if you're a part of the MOD squad, like I said, you'll have opportunity next year. Like we're just putting together some special stuff, because one, it's cool for us all to be there together, but also it's cool to allow others to have the opportunity as well. Like these are the guys that are slated for next year, and I don't think these guys come anywhere close to the guys that just went through. These are the ones.
Oh yeah.
25. So, you know, like, you know what. I don't see no Bears.
This is probably the toughest Hall of Fame class I've seen.
Oh, for sure, hands down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Even Devin Hester said that.
Yep, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to top the one that just went through. So
yeah,
you know, I'm looking at Briggs, Peanut, maybe Olin. I'm trying to think who else we got that should be slated to go in.
I think Briggs and Peanut, man, those two guys.
Yeah, they both will get in there. I know Peanut definitely gonna go in there, because when you got the Peanut Punch, you actually got something that's named after you. Like we talked about, because matter of fact, we did talk about this. Deacon Jones back in the day, he had the head slap. Dwight Freeney had the spin move. You know what I mean? So we talked about different moves and different things that they were patenting, that they kind of patent. So
yeah, all those signature.
Yeah.
All those signature moves. But yeah, it was good to see those speeches, man, from those guys, man. It was just good to see all three of those guys going to the Hall of Fame, man. It made me feel a little old, though, man, seeing that I've actually watched Devin Hester get drafted, play, and going to the Hall of Fame. And pretty much the same for Julius Peppers, too. Yeah. So, man, it made me feel like, damn, I'm getting old. Man. Hold on. I've watched their full career, both of these guys. So
yeah. Look at they bust though. They bust are so cold. Boy, like Devin's bust so cold. Dope. Julius is cold. Mongo's is cold. When I look, I'm like, they got some cold. You just want to rub them, and like, you know, we was at the the evening event, and when you see the bus, it's like, man, like this is cool. This is real cool.
Did you all get a chance to go to the Hall of Fame, or did you just? You did.
Yeah, I did. I did the
Hall of Fame. I didn't go. I just like I said, we was on a tight timeline, so you know.
Yeah, that's why I did my interviews at. So I was doing all my interviews. I actually broadcast. They let me broadcast live through the Hall of Fame.
Oh, no, that was cool.
I got a chance to put on the leather helmet. They gave me an opportunity to put the leather helmet in.
Man.
I'll send y'all the picture, man. Well, yeah, they gave me the opportunity to do that because I was broadcasting from there, and I sent all that footage back. So I have to send y'all the actual footage, man. But the people down here in Florida, they got a kick out of it. They were like, man, this is straight, because we got our radio, our TV station here. So yeah, it was pretty cool, man. Like I said, the Hall of Fame staff was, man, they were spot on, man. All of them. That's
good stuff, man. I'm glad to hear it. We saw y'all enjoying yourselves, man, and that's good to hear that y'all enjoyed yourselves so much. Me and Walt talked about driving down, man. We're gonna make that trip next year, though, man, for sure.
Next year, man.
I think this was the year to go, so we missed out, Walt, but man, we gotta make our way down there.
Oh yeah, we'll get another Bear. You know, the Bears have the most Hall of Famers in the NFL.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, fellas.
Man, a good show though, guys.
Yeah, great show.
Good show. Shout out to everybody in the chat who rocked with us through this show.
Most definitely.
Merchandise looking forward to tomorrow,
soon.
Right? We all looking forward to tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
Every one of you guys will be on that episode. You never know, man. They might have panned the camera over to you. You might see your face on Hard Knocks tomorrow somehow.
No, I didn't have a fresh cut, so I was trying to get out the camera way. But for the next session, I think I'd be good. You know what I mean?
No, I think they do have us on Hard Knocks, because a lot of people had took some videos and stuff of us. Mm-hmm. They had the cameras on you when we were all with the players. So you never know. I just want my cut.
Hey, I hope you guys did make it in, man.
Next week, Sam, we got training camp 13th and 14th, right?
Next week, training camp. Will's not gonna make it. Walt and Swifty and I will be at training camp next week. Are you going tomorrow though, Walt? Are you going tomorrow or one day this week?
No, I'm not going this week.
All right. So next week.
Hey, make sure y'all drink a lot of water, because man, look, this heat ain't playing.
Yeah.
Well, we know about it. It's pretty hot up here. But it's early in the morning. The beauty of the Bears camp is it starts pretty early. I think it starts at like 8:39 in the morning. So
first shuttle goes out 8:15. We'll be there at 8:30.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So look forward to that. Everyone will come back and report on what we see.
Sounds good to me. Bear down.
Another great
Bear down.
Claws
up.
Let's go.
Squad up.
Put them up. Let me. All right.
Claws up.
Take it easy, guys.
Later.